Hello student. So let us start our discussion. In previous video we have discussed the instruction cycle. So in this video we will discuss which are the pipeline conflict, or we in previous video we have seen that how instruction pipeline will be implemented, and because of branch instruction what will be the problem. So that we have discussed. So let us start our discussion with the pipeline conflict. So the problem which will be faced into the pipeline. So first problem will be the let's say resource conflict. Okay. Second problem will be the data dependency. Third conflict will be the branch difficulties. Okay, so what is resource conflict? So in case of resource conflict, let's say whenever more than one segment try to access the same memory, okay, or the same area of memory, at that time this resource conflict will take place. So to solve the resource conflict, in most of cases, memory will be divided into two part. Let's say instruction and data portion. So in one portion all the data will be stored, and in another portion all the data in one portion all the instruction will be stored, and in another portion all the data will be stored. So whenever there is a need of any let's say data variable, at that time this portion will be accessed, and whenever there will be need of any instruction, then this portion will be used. So resource conflict will be solved in this way. Now what is data dependency? Okay, so if you just try to recall that we were having segment 1, segment 2, segment 3, segment 4, and segment 5. Let's say data dependency, it will arise when the result of previous instruction is not available, result from the previous segment is not available. Okay, so for example, let's say one instruction is in segment number 3 or third phase, but it is dependent on the result of next instruction which is in second segment. So till that segment will not done with the execution, this segment cannot proceed with the further execution. So that is known as data dependency. Why? Because here segment 3 is dependent on segment 2 for data. Okay, clear with this? And last one is the branch difficulty. Now branch difficulty we have discussed yesterday. This is a real problem. Why? Because if the pipeline is very large and if there is a branch difficulty, then it may be possible that we have to flush the entire pipeline, and it will create some additional delay, or CPU may not be utilized up to the mark. So that will be the part of branch difficulty. So now we will try to find out the solutions for this. Clear with this? So solutions for resource conflict, solution for data dependency, and solution for branch difficulty. So resource conflict can be resolved by using multi-port memory. So till now whatever memory we have discussed, okay, there was one address port, and then there was one data port, okay, and then we will simply enable the read or write input. So here what will happen, this will be for write and this will be for read. Okay, so we will have set of 4 pin. So in multi-port memory, similarly there will be another port. Okay, so we can have a parallel access to the memory. Clear with this? Okay, so now let us start our discussion with the data dependency. Yes, so let us discuss data dependency. How to, which are the solution and what can be the solution of data dependency. Okay, so this is normally caused whenever the output of previous segment will be used in the next segment. So let's say here in fetch operand stage. One operand is being fetched. Okay, now at the same time in next segment there is a execution which is dependent on the value of value from the next instruction. So till the new value will be loaded, this will try to execute the instruction. So what will happen, the old value will be used, and then we will not get the appropriate result. So how data dependency can be implemented? So in for data dependency, there are various solutions. Like first solution is hardware interlock. Yes, what will happen in hardware interlock? So in hardware interlock, there will be a hardware circuit which will detect this kind of instruction conflict. Okay, and in between these two, it will add some delay. Okay, so this circuit will perform this operation. So in between this two instruction, it will put some delay. Some additional clock cycle will be given. So this updated value will be, or new result will be available into this segment. Now next second solution, it is operand forwarding. Okay, so what is operand forwarding? Let's say in this segment 3, there is ALU. Okay, and whatever operation is performed in ALU, that updated value means after performing the operation, updated value should be used into some other segment. Okay, so let's say here in a previous segment where we are fetching the operand, so we want to use that updated value into this segment. So what will be done? So in that case, a special path, a special circuit or special path will be established between these two segments. Okay, and without passing through registers, this operand will be directly forwarded to the destination. So this is how operand forwarding will work. Then third solution, delayed load. So this is something higher level compiler solution. So what will happen whenever there will be this kind of two consecutive instruction where execution of current instruction will affect the next instruction. At that time here a NOP will be added, no operation. Okay, so in delayed load will be implemented using no operation. Compiler will automatically put no operation. So whenever this NOP will be in pipeline, okay, nothing will be done, it will simply add delay. So during that delay the result will be available and then it will be used. Okay, so this is how data dependency will be resolved. Okay, so there are three solutions: hardware interlock, operand forwarding, and delay load. Now let's have a look at the branch difficulty. So how branch difficulties will be solved. Okay, so for branch we are having various solutions. Like let me write down all this. So prefetch, target instruction. This is the first solution. Next solution, branch target buffer. Next solution, loop buffer. Next solution, branch prediction. Next solution, delayed branch. Okay, so these five are the solution. Now we will try to discuss that how this will be useful or how this will be implemented. So let us start with the first. So that is prefetch target instruction. So in prefetch target instruction will be fetch for condition true and condition false. Okay, so from both the location, instruction will enter into the pipeline. Okay, so if branch condition is successful, then pipeline will continue with this instruction. Okay, no need to empty the entire pipeline. Okay, and if branch is not successful, then it will continue with this instruction. Okay, so the extension of this procedure is to continue fetching instruction from the both place until the branch decision is made. Okay, so at that time means after execution of branch, it will decide that which stream is to be maintained and which stream is to be discarded. So it depends on the condition. Next is branch target buffer. So how branch target buffer will be used? So branch target buffer BTB, it is an associative memory. So here in branch target buffer, all the address of previously executed branch. Okay, so in past whatever branch or whatever condition is true, and because of that there is a branch. Okay, so address of all those branch will be stored into the buffer. Clear? And along with the address, some instruction. Okay, clear. So let's say one function is being executed or one condition is executed 5 to 6 times. Okay, so the condition means the location of that condition and the few instruction of that condition will be stored into the branch target buffer. And whenever the pipeline will decode the means whenever that branch instruction will be decoded, it will search into the associative memory for the instruction, okay, using address, and if that instruction is available, then it will directly fetch those instruction from the branch target buffer, and then onwards whatever upcoming instructions are there, it will be fetched gradually. Okay, so and if let's say there is a new branch which is not available into the branch target buffer. Okay, so at that time what the pipeline will do, pipeline will fetch the instruction, it will also add those instruction into the branch target buffer, and then it will continue with the normal execution. Now what will be the advantage of this scheme? The advantage will be that the instruction that have occurred previously, means frequently executed branch, will be always available into the branch target buffer. So this will be high speed memory compared to the normal memory, so it will save the time in execution. Next is loop buffer. This is very a small high speed register file, okay, means a small memory. So what will be done into this? Let's say there is one loop which is being executed multiple times, so that entire loop will be placed, or some of the starting instruction of that loop will be placed into the loop buffer. So whenever there will be need to execute that loop, okay, without accessing the memory, loop will be directly returned from this loop buffer. Okay, and this will save the time, and the program loop can be executed directly without having to access memory until the loop is removed by the final branching out. So this is how loop buffer will work. Next approach, it is branch prediction. So in branch prediction, we will try to predict the branch. Okay, so a pipeline with the branch prediction use some additional logic, means it will try to use some status bit, and then it will try to predict the branch. Okay, so it will guess the outcome of conditional branch instruction before it is being executed. So based on certain condition, it will try to predict the branch. So according to that, it will try to prefetch the instruction from the branching location. So this is how branch prediction will work. But what will be the downside? Let's say if a prediction is wrong, then whatever instruction we have fetched, okay, it will be discarded. Last one is delayed branch. So what is delayed branch? Mostly this will be used into RISC processor. So in this procedure, compiler will try to detect the branch instruction and rearrange the instruction, rearrange the independent instructions. Okay, so let's say there are some instruction which won't be affected by the branch. Means, let's say there is a branch, and because of that branch, variable x and y are being updated. Okay, but after branch instruction in main program, there are let's say 3-4 instruction which are not dependent, 3 or 4 instruction which are not dependent on x and y. So in that case, what can be done? This 3 or 4 instruction will be placed before the branch, and branch will be delayed. Okay, so there will be effective utilization of pipeline. So here, as I told you, that we will try to rearrange the instruction in such a way that if we delay the branch, it will not cause any problem. So these are the various solutions to pipeline conflict. In the next tutorial, we will try to discuss what is RISC pipeline. Okay, so in this tutorial we will keep up to this. Thank you.